What's up, guys? Michael Corley, 23 Media here. You guys get upset when I don't introduce myself, apparently. Out here at Fox Raceway, I have spent a little bit of time on my new AHM suspension. Did the spring conversion, the KYB spring conversion from the air forks, and I am so much happier getting out of air forks. I cannot stand air forks. I understand why the benefits, I understand why you would want them, and the adjustability, the lightweight, all that stuff. I get it. I understand. It sucks dealing with, in my opinion. I don't like the way that you feel, the little choppy feel that you get kind of like mid-stroke, stuff like that. Like, it just is not something that I care for. I did it as long as I could. I did get it revalved, which does help, but the only problem is it at some point you just always end up running back into it, where you just get that feel, and I just hated it. So Brandon at AHM and I were talking, and he goes, dude, let's convert it. Just get out of the air forks. Let's get you into the spring conversion. They did their revalving, their respring, all that stuff, which is really good. Now, the little important piece of it to me, which I understand that the important piece is the revalve and the respring and all that stuff. I get it. But we coated them. So I got my shock coated, I got my forks coated, and it's just one of those things where you look at it and you're like, dude, I have A-kit suspension when I don't have to pay for that, right? You don't have to pay 10 grand for A-kit. And it's just such a cool thing to look at. Like, I know it sounds pretty lame, but it is cool to look at a set of suspension that's coated, and I love it. These guys knocked it out of the park, and I'm really happy with how it is. And there is a performance benefit to coating the lower tubes. Is a everyday regular weekend warrior rider going to notice it? Absolutely not. But what I will say is, as you're riding and as you're kind of like going through it and pushing the suspension, it is going to help, especially when it's a lot hotter outside. It's going to help your suspension work better, right? So it's going to keep everything just a little bit smoother. The biggest things that I noticed, or the first initial things that I noticed, is the plushness to the forks. You get that back immediately, and something that if you haven't ridden air and you've only done spring, it is just, it's normal to you. But if you're a guy that has gone from spring to air, you're like, oh man, I miss that plush feeling. And everybody and their mom has talked about it, right? I get it. But having that back and having that trust that you can have, like where you're going through something really choppy, especially in a turn that you're kind of getting into, you feel the forks just hold up better. They just keep you upright a little bit more, which to me, as a heavier rider and as a taller and bigger rider, it's something that you need so the suspension can work for you, right? You want the suspension to work for you. So, yeah, it was really fun. It was really cool to work with them on it, and the guys at AHM, like, don't even just talk to just Brandon. Talk to anybody there. They have had such a good grasp on the knowledge and everything that they've been doing, that any of the guys that you talk to there are gonna be knowledgeable, helpful, have you set it up the way that you want it to. So, I am not Chris Kiefer. I will not tell you exactly, oh, I did this, I adjusted this. That's just not who I am, right? You want Chris Kiefer stuff? Go to Kiefer's channel. But I did get they helped me set the sag on it. We did change the spring rate. We ended up changing the spring rate on the forks to a little bit of a stiffer spring rate, only because of my riding style is a little bit more over the front end, and so they saw that and they're like, hey, you know what? With your riding style, let's adjust it and do this, which helped out tremendously. I adjusted the clickers a little bit. I did adjust the clicker on the shock to do less of a rebound. I don't like it to kick as much. I like it to kind of like come up a little slower. So we adjusted that. Other than that, what it is I can get on the bike and I can set it and I walk away from it. I don't have to worry about coming out here, adjusting my air pressure. If I'm riding Kauai, I have to adjust it because of the air or because of the elevation. I don't have to worry about it. I can just get on the bike, ride, and as an older vet rider, that's all I want to do. I don't want to spend a shit ton of time, working on these bikes and fine tuning it. That's just not who I am. Could be who you are, and if you are, cool. You'll get the suspension dialed even more than I can. But yeah, it was really cool. It was a really, really good time. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun working with those guys, and I mean, we're not done working together, but it was really cool to like talk to them and just get their knowledge of like what we should be doing. So yeah, thank you guys at AHM for doing this. Like it's just unbelievable. Every so often I look at this bike, I'll like go into the garage, and every rider knows this feeling. You look at the bike when it's all clean and polished up and everything, and you're like, damn, it looks good. And the suspension was like one of those missing components, especially with the coating. So really grateful to those guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. If you don't want to, that's okay. I don't blame you. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to. But if you could, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you at the next one.